Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be working question 5 from the January 2001 Mathematics paper 2. So question 5 here says 60 students took an algebra test which comprised 15 multiple choice questions. The number of correct answers that each student obtained is recorded in the table below, and the table shows us the number of correct answers and the number of students that got those answers correct. And it says, using the table below, determine part 1 says the number of students who had exactly 13 correct answers. So this is an easy one. So we literally looked at the left-hand side of the column to see where the number of correct answers is 13, and we'll get the corresponding number of students who got 13 answers correctly. So this was a pretty easy one, and therefore our answer is 11 students got 13 correct answers. Part 2 now says, using the table, determine the modal number of correct answers. And if you remember, modal or mode speaks to the one that occurs the most or the highest value. So therefore, we're looking at the number of students with the number of students with the highest value. So therefore, the number of students with the highest value would be 14. So therefore, the modal number of correct answers would be the one that corresponds with the highest number of students, and that would be 9, since 9 corresponds with the number of students, the highest number of students, which is 14. So therefore, the modal number of correct answers is 9. So 9 occurs the most in all of this. Part 3 now says, using the table, determine the median number of correct answers. So what we know is that 6 students got 8 correct answers. So therefore, we know that in writing median, we're writing in some form of order, either ascending order or descending order. In this case, we'll be writing in ascending order based on the number of correct answers. So therefore, we'll have 8 6 times, 9 14 times. But what we need to determine first is where the median position would be. So the median position for the correct answer. So what we know is that median position, the formula that we usually use to find the position, is n plus 1 divided by 2, where n is the number of variables that occur. In this case, we're talking about the number of students. So n in this case would be equal to the number of students. But the question told us that 60 students took the algebra test. And when we add that as well, which is the 6 plus 14 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 11 plus 9 plus 10, it gave us the 60. So 60 students is equal to n. So therefore, median position is equal to 60 plus 1 divided by 2. So what we'll get is median position is equal to 61 divided by 2. And when you work that out, what you'll get is 30.5. So our median position is in the 30.5 position. So therefore, it means that it will lay between the 30th and the 31st correct answer. So that is where our median number of correct answer is. So what we know is that when we now add going up, so 6 plus 14 would give us 20, plus 2 from 10, that is 22, plus 6 from 11, that is 28, plus 2 from 12, that is 30. So therefore, as I said, our median number of correct answers lie between the 30th and the 31st position. So what we know is that 12, the number 12, as in the correct answer 12, would be our 30th, would be in our 30th position, which means that the correct answer that follows, which should have been 13, would be in our 31st position, and they're 11, 13. So therefore, what we'll need to do is to add 12 and 13, as these would be the two numbers that would be in our 30th and our 31st position. We add those, divide it by 2, and we get or median number of correct answers. So when we add 12 plus 13 and divide that by 2, what we get is 12.5. So our median number of correct answers is 12.5. So part 4 now says, using the table, determine the probability that a student chosen at random had at least 12 correct answers. So we're looking for the probability that X, which is the number of students, is greater than or equal to 12. So therefore, we're looking for correct answers that ranges between 12 to 15, basically. So from 12 to 15, greater than 12 or at least equal to 12. So 12 to 15. So therefore, we're looking at the number of students of 2, which is attached to 12, plus 11 attached to 13, plus 9 attached to 14, plus 10 attached to 15. And all of that is expressed over the total number of students. As remember, when we're looking at probability, the formula is what you're interested in over the total amount. In this case, what we're interested in is the chance that a student chosen at random had at least 12 correct answers. So when we add 2 plus 11 plus 9 plus 10, we get 32. So we have 32 over 60. And this can be simplified a bit. So we can say 4 into 32 goes 8 times, and 4 into 60 goes 15 times. So therefore, the probability that a student chosen at random had at least 12 correct answers is 8 over 15. Part B now says, a group of students wrote a physics examination. Each of the students achieved a grade 1, 2, 3, or 4. The pie chart shows the results. And from the pie chart, we see that 39 students achieved a grade 3, which is attached to 117%. So part 1 says, determine the total number of students who wrote the examination. So what we know is that 39 students is equal to 117 degrees. We know the total degrees that is attached to a circle, which is 360. So therefore, X students, which is what we're trying to find, is equal to the 360 degrees. So, we go ahead and we cross multiply. So what we'll have is X students multiplied by 117 degrees is equal to 39 students multiplied by 360 degrees. X is equal to 39 multiplied by 360 divided by 117 when we're solving for X. We put this in our calculator and we get X is equal to 120 students. So therefore, the total number of students who wrote the examination is 120. Part 2 now says the ratio of the number of students who achieve the grade 1, 2, or 4 is 2 to 4 to 3. A student passed the examination if he or she received a grade 1, 2, or 3. So how many students passed the examination? So what we know is that from this ratio that they're giving us, the 2 to 4 to 3, which represents grade 1, 2, or 4, that would give us a total ratio of 9. So we're looking for now, what is the total number of students that represented this grade 1, 2, or 4? We already know the number of students that represented grade 3, which is 39 students. So therefore, we just calculated the total number of students that represented the overall physics examinations group, which is 120. So therefore, to get the number of students that got 1, 2, or 4, grades 1, 2, or 4, all we do is 120 minus 39, and we get 89 students. So 89 students represented grade 1, 2, or 4. So from this, we can now calculate the total number of students who got grade 1, grade 2, or grade 4, but we're more so interested in the students who got grade 1 and grade 2. So we can add those number of students to the 39 students from grade 3 to determine how many students passed the examination. So number of students with grade 1 is 2 over 9. So the ratio of 2 over 9 from right here, the ratio of attached to grade 1, which is 2 over the total ratio, which is 9, multiplied by the 89 students from 81 students from this group. So when we work that out, what we'll get is 18 students getting grade 1. We'll do a similar process for number of students who got grade 2, which would be 4 over 9 multiplied by 81, and we get 36 students got grade 2. We know, since we have grade 1 and grade 2, we now need to add these students to the 39 students from grade 3. So therefore, the number of students who passed would be 18 students from grade 1, 36 students who got grade 2, and 39 students who got grade 3, and we got 93 students passed the examination. The number of students who passed the examination is 93. After working this, another easy way could have been in using the ratio method, calculated the number of students who got grade 4. So all we would have done was 4 divided by 9 multiplied by 81, and that would have given us 36. So 3 divided by 9 multiplied by 81, that would have given us 27. So if we did 81 minus 27, we'd have gotten 54 students got grade 1 and grade 2, and we'll just add that to 39 students who got grade 3, and would have gotten the same answer of 93. So that is another way that you could have worked this question as well. Part 3 now says determine the value of the angle for the sector representing grade 1 in the pie. So what we just know from calculating in part 2 is that 18 students got grade 1. So 18 students got grade 1, and we know the total number of students attached to the 360 degrees from the circle, which is 120. So 120 students is equal to 360 degrees, which is the entire circle. So therefore 18 students is equal to x degrees, which is what we're trying to find. So again, we cross multiply, and what we'll have is 18 x degrees is equal to 18 multiplied by 360 divided by 120. And when you work that out, you'll get x to be 54 degrees. So this is the end of question 5. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in question 6.